I said I'm a Jersey guy, so forgive me, but anybody know the Sopranos? No, my family's not connected, but I know there's no such thing as a mafia. You can make of that as what you will. But the guy who wrote The Sopranos, his name is David Chase, and crazy story about this guy. Do you realize that The Sopranos didn't exist when he wrote this whole movie? It was just a movie at first. And the movie was about a guy who was powerful. Even though this guy was powerful, whenever his mother said do something, the whole world stopped and he would do it. Whether it was right or wrong, she basically mistreated him. He was writing about his own life, where his mother had mistreated him his whole life. Sopranos became a movie or a TV show. The whole Soprano gangster experience was not even in the beginning of what he wrote about. All he was trying to communicate was a man who had power and how his mom crapped on him all the time. And so it was like crazy when I thought about this. Like when he starts sharing this story in this documentary I watched, I started to realize, wow, this guy really was affected by this encounter with his mother. And now we have The Sopranos. But I wanted to kind of go further. In this documentary, he starts to talk about how, this mother, one day as she got older, she was like 70, 75 years old, and she has this dream. And she's saying, no, Papa, put your clothes back on. No, Papa, no, please don't do that. And then another experience as she gets older, she's like, oh, you have to let your grandfather off the hook. He didn't know any better when he did that to your aunt. And as she's getting older, she starts to start saying things that really weren't making sense, right? Now, David Chase, who basically hated his mother his whole life, hears this as she's like 75, 80 years old, her kind of losing her mind, realizing, shoot, she has a story and she never shared it with me. And she was just this horrible person to me, ruined my life. He literally created The Sopranos only to share how bad his mother was. And he looks back on this woman's life and says, wow, she had a story. And wow, her father really had a story. And oh wait, his father had a story. And this idea of walking with this woman in a different experience changed his whole perspective. And he says in this documentary, I kind of regret being as mean as I was to her and creating this experience where she was such a bad person. The woman, Lydia, in The Sopranos, who is the mother of Tony Soprano, is his mother, and that's who he was trying to represent. And he said, I gave her a bad name because I didn't walk with her or show her any compassion.